say your last name?
Oh, Imme.
Imme.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. And anyways, a singer-songwriter, teenage sensation coming out of Brussels, Belgium. Is that right, Brussels?
Yep, that's right.
Okay. I have notes, but they're clear in another room. I completely walked off without my notes, so I'm winging this by memory.
No worries.
I apologize. So, loving what you guys got going on, and thanks for making the time to chat with us today. I know the whole world is up in arms about the COVID-19 and how devastating it really is, and we have no answer for it, and big panics, and I'm guessing we're all going to be broke before we're dead, just because of of evil.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
How is everything where you're at? I mean, obviously they got it sort of, or almost all of it locked down, right?
Well, yeah, like, I live in London. I've been living in London for 6 months, and I just came back to Brussels to, like, be with my family and just kind of just be in my house these days because, like, everyone's just panicking. Everything's closed down, like, all the restaurants and everything.
Wow. So now are you back for semi-good until this COVID thing happens to fall away, or do you going to go back to London anytime soon?
Oh, I'll only go when this whole thing is over because, like, not gonna lie, I'd rather be with my family. Like, it's just a whole big thing now.
Well, that sounds like an excellent plan.
Yeah.
And I'm extremely happy that I have my studio really near my house, like maybe 10 feet down in the basement. That's where I keep it. So
Yeah.
I don't have to get out a whole lot of anything. And, Amazon delivers. Those are the people that I'm really sorry for. The Amazon drivers and the trash guys.
Yeah.
Because whoever comes and picks up the trash, they have to work no matter what.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And, like, the Uber delivery guys and everyone.
Right. And it's like, wow. And there's no health care for any people over here in America. We're too stupid to understand how conventional health care would actually save money and lives. So we just bitch about everything, but who's doing it to us? And,
Yeah.
we got a complete wingnut in the White House right now. So I don't know. He's not a non-leader. He says it's everybody else's fault.
Really?
Oh yeah, he's a complete and total jackass.
Yeah.
If I had a flamethrower, I'd see if I could set him on fire. I wouldn't do that. I know that the Secret Service is listening to me. I'm just teasing. I would never set anything on fire. He's our president.
Wow, that's insane, yeah.
I'll tell you what, I've been enjoying your videos on YouTube.
Oh, thank you.
I love everything you got going on. You're like a female Justin Bieber.
Thanks. Yeah.
You're doing all this great pop music and all the great covers, and you're sneaking in some of your own in between all that, and it's just absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
So what got you into playing music?
Well, I kind of started, like, playing piano when I was, like, 13, 14, just kind of because, like, I wanted to do something that was, like, beyond school and all that, and then I just found that I really enjoyed it, and I started slowly, like, making my own content, so it's kind of like writing in a diary for me. Like, whenever I'd have, like, feelings that I wanted to let out or something, I just kind of, like, put that into music. And that's kind of how it started, I guess. I just started doing more and more of that until I realized, hey, this is what I want to do with my life, basically.
No, so nobody in your family is like Beethoven or anything like that. Your parents are super.
No, like, not at all. Like, everyone in my family is very like, into sciences and stuff like that. Like, I'm pretty much the first one who's, like, doing something that's not that.
So you're the weird artist of the family.
Sorry?
You're the weird artist of the family.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone else has got microscopes and periodic table of elements and whatnot. And you're over there going, no, it's in key of B, damn it.
Literally, that's literally how it is.
Well, I hope they see exactly how wonderful your music really is, and they're very supportive because they should be.
Thank you. Yeah, I hope so too.
With the help of Dr. Gene, I am guessing the only place, I will be talking to you next behind some curtain or some velvet cords where I'm not allowed to get too close to the microphone because this is one of those things that can take off extremely quickly.
Yeah.
I'm just digging your voice and your music and all of it. Now, when you're writing your songs, do you do the melody first or do you do the lyrics first?
It depends. Like, I kind of do both at once. Like, I guess I'd start with the melody. Like, I find some chords that go nicely together, and then I'd kind of, I guess, fill that in with lyrics, kind of like a crossword puzzle, if you know what I mean. Like,
sure.
Yeah. Like, I guess I'd start with the melody, like a bit of the melody, and then I'd like write some lyrics, and then I'd like develop the melody more, write more lyrics, and so on.
And once you get that melody, then when it starts to feel good, the words that you make up just kind of flow, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's not, I don't really like overthink it, or like I don't spend a long time thinking like, what should I put here? I just kind of just put like raw feelings, basically.
Well, and that's all you can really do when you're starting out like this, because I mean, if you just try to make stuff up, people will know that you're not authentic. But you put your raw feelings into it, and those come from the heart, man.
Yeah, exactly.
So you've been living in London for the last 6 months. Have you been able to get to play, out in the clubs and whatnot?
Wait, performing or?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done like a few live shows, like in some cafes and like some bars as well, like in several places around town, and like I really enjoyed doing those as well, and it's really helped with like my confidence, because like before I used to just kind of perform and like put stuff online, but now that I'm actually doing it live, like it's making me feel a lot more confident and like better about myself, I guess, as well.
Well, you get that instant applause, man. You get the people that love you as fast as you can get it, instead of waiting for, people to notice that you put something on YouTube and then, oh, yes, I like that. Oh, I like that one. You get done playing the song, or even before you get done playing the song, and they're up cheering, it makes you feel good.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's like an instant thing.
Well, I think you have a long road ahead of you for as much of that instant gratification as you can get your hands on. Now, how old are you now?
How old?
Yeah.
I'm 19. I'm gonna be 20 years old in like 2 months, so.
Okay. Well, I know that we were getting real close to never calling you a teenager again. You're like on the very outskirts of being a, using the air quotes, teenager.
Yeah.
And well, I don't get actual dates when people send me bios, so I'm like, okay, teen sensation, she's been doing this for a while. I bet she's not really considering herself a teenager anymore. But the label still kind of fits. So if I apologize if I showed any offense calling you a teenager last week. So,
oh no, it's fine. Like I still even call myself a teenager. Like I don't feel at all like an adult. I'm gonna be honest.
Well, I'll let you know a little secret. Neither do I. I'm 53 in July. And here's the best part about being Generation X. Nobody told us that when you become an adult, you really don't just magically get shit figured out. Because you don't. We are all flying by the seat of our pants. We thought our parents knew what the hell they were doing.
Yeah.
And we get to be our parents' age, and we're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Literally.
So,
yeah, that's how I feel.
You guys, as Generation X, we've been letting that secret out of the bag for a while now, because we're like, nah, nobody knows what the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
So you guys got, a little bit of upfront warning about it. Nobody ever gets anything figured out. You know, all you can do is be happy and work through stuff. And when you get to the end, look back and say, yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I agree with that 100%.
So what's next? You working on some new songs?
Yeah, so like I'm working on another song, like basically the debut single of my next EP, which is gonna come out at the end of the year. But the single itself, like I'm planning to release it in the next 2 months, 3 months, something like that.
What's the name of it?
Oh, it's called I Don't Want You in My Life.
Oh. Oh, is this about a bad breakup? Did you get hooked up with some London boy and you had to cut him loose?
It's about someone else than the last EP, like the last songs on the EP. So yeah. Yeah, I guess it's just
that's funny.
Yeah, it's just a song about kind of like a toxic relationship dynamic, like when like you want to hold on to someone but at the same time you don't want to because they're not good for you. It's kind of about that.
Yeah, I have a friend of mine. She's a punk rock singer out in Oakland, California, and she just got out of a real bad toxic relationship where he was a narcissist, toxicity. So everything that he was doing was, backhanded narcissism. So it was like, oh, you look so pretty, just not in this outfit, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And she finally got him cut to the curb, and she's been doing a lot of meditation and keeping her mind right, and she's coming out of it more beautiful than she ever has been. I mean, it's just amazing to watch the transformation of a woman I saw. Didn't know anything about the relationship, but I just saw her getting beat down in her picture. She just looked like she was getting beat down. And now, in the last 3 months, since she's cut this jackass loose, man, she's blossomed into a beauty I didn't know she even possessed. And I've been playing her music for 8 years now.
Wow, that's wonderful. I mean, I'm happy to hear that. And like, what's her name? I mean, I'd love to like check out her music.
Well, go to. I don't know exactly if she has a lot of any of the new stuff out on YouTube yet. But she go to her Instagram, Positive Gypsy.
All right.
And
yeah, I mean,
yeah. So here's the thing: my brain damage kicked in, and I've been trying to remember her name since I started this conversation, or this part of the conversation, and I'm drawing a blank on it. She's an amazing guitar player. And actually, there's another friend of mine, Emily Yates, and she's a ukulele player.
Okay.
And you can find all of her stuff out there. Just search for Emily Yates, and she just got out of a narcissistic marriage. Oh. And the guy was such a complete dickhead. Yeah. I was never a friend of his anywhere on social media, so I didn't have to worry too much about, running across anything that would really piss me off, because I'm also kind of a large land mammal, and most people are afraid of me when they first see me. So I like that, because then I can just walk up to these people who don't know me and get up in their grill and give them a good staring. And it typically works.
Yeah.
But she's amazing too. She does a lot of folk singing, and like some serious 1960s protest song stuff. And she's just absolutely amazing.
All right, I'd love to check. I'd love to check it out. Like, I've also like been in some like really bad relationships. So like, but I feel like once you actually get out of them, like when you're in them, like you just feel like really down. But once you actually get out of them, like you just feel so much better about yourself, like better than you were even before. And like for me, like it's been like great now, because like I make so much great music and I found so many like positive people, and like, like I'm just thinking like maybe it's all for the best,
Now, are you here? I don't know if this is a plan of yours, or even if it's a good plan. I'm just making stuff up as I go along.
Yeah.
I think it would be really interesting to see an entire album of your music that starts off with I met a boy, he's really beautiful, and then it goes a couple of songs in, and it's like, now I don't want you in my life anymore. And then the last couple of songs are like, I am so positive about myself that you have a whole album from cradle to grave of a relationship where, you know, everything is shiny and then it's not, and you hate him, and then at the end of it, you're like, I'm so much better off and a better person for this.
Yeah.
Because I could see you doing that style of music. I love your songs. I mean, it's fantastic.
Oh yeah. Like I definitely love to do. Sorry, my other phone is ringing. I definitely love to like put out an album later on. Like right now, I'm just sticking to EPs. Like as like I'm trying to like grow my fan base and like just kind of do that through these EPs.
Okay.
And like once I get like a larger audience, then I'll start putting out albums. Like that's what my plan is.
Well, and that's an excellent plan because the way the music industry works nowadays, EPs move, singles are quick, and anybody that's putting out an album has the backing of a giant studio and a couple of $1 million.
Yeah.
I don't know any of those people. And I'm pretty sure that I get better music from Dr. Gene from people like yourself.
Thanks.
You know, it's so much. Well, it's true. It's because it's not completely overly processed. You know, it's not the same 4 lyrics repeated with a drum beat. You know, it actually is good music by people who play instruments.
Yeah.
And that, I think, is where the new generation of musicians are really going to shine because we skipped a couple of generations from Gen X to you guys, where they don't know how to play a single instrument because they think it all needs to come off of your computer.
Yeah, I totally get what you mean. Like, obviously, like, you know, all music is great in its own way, but I get what you mean. Like, I also know, besides myself, I know a lot of other, like, independent artists with, like, smaller audiences that are just, like, so incredible. I'm just wondering, like, how come they don't have, like, 1 million subscribers or something, you know?
Well, hook them up with Dr. Gene and send me their music, and I would love to play them. I'll add anybody, anywhere.
Yeah.
That's the best part about being me. Nobody tells me what to do, and if the music is good, I don't care what genre other people think it needs to be in.
Yeah.
I have a quote that I stole from Hugh Laurie that music is either good or bad. The rest of it's just indexing. And we gave up indexing when we stopped having record stores. We don't index anything anymore. And, you know, radio stations that only stick to one genre, that's so 1990s.
Yeah.
You gotta get with the groove, man.
Exactly, and like music these days, like it doesn't stick to one genre. Like a lot of people ask me like what genre is your music, and like I can't say just one. Like it's a mix of several different genres, you know.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's good across the board. I mean, if you look at even the big groovy band Rush, all 3 of their members, they reinvented themselves after every album.
Yeah, I mean
they didn't keep playing stuff.
That's like kind of what I'm trying to do as well. Like I feel like the second EP that I'm gonna put out is gonna be like different than the first one, and then like I'm already thinking of ideas for like my third one as well, which are completely different as well. Like for me, music's all about like experimenting and just finding something that you're comfortable with in that moment, you know.
Well, and exactly, and when you do find that comfort zone in your own music, and you know where the next one's going, it's so much easier, and it sounds flawless, and you can tell. You could see the journey of the musician and the songwriter themselves in that journey, and I think that's way better than somebody who uses nothing but auto-tune and says, you know, the word F a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree.
Now, you don't just walk around swearing at people, do you?
No.
You don't sound like the person that would just be swearing at people or kicking strangers.
No, I try my best not to.
All right. Now, how many songs of your own do you have out right now? Do you have one EP out, or do you have 2?
I have one
or
EP
do you
out.
Have one EP and a whole bunch of singles.
No, so like I have one EP out, and then there's like 2 remixes that are out of some of the songs, which I made with these like DJs that like they basically found me on Instagram, and then we like collaborated. But then besides like what I have on Spotify and iTunes and stuff, I also have like some original songs on YouTube. Like there's like 10, 15 maybe, and then there's like another around 10 on like SoundCloud. So like I've got a lot of like unreleased stuff out there, but like actually like released stuff is only the EP that I have on like Spotify, iTunes, all that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was only given 2 of your songs. So I would love to add more of your own songs. If you would care to send them to me, I would add them to the new music rotation and make sure that everybody hears them as often as I can play them.
Yeah, of course. I'll send you links to everything that I've got.
Okay, fantastic. Now, do you have 3 minutes and 37 seconds to hang out? Because I really want to play one of your songs before you take off.
Yeah, of course.
And then we'll come back and finish the interview. Would that be all right?
All right, yeah.
Okay. Since it is cloudy and nasty and rainy and horrible here in Kansas City, we're going to play A Sky of Gray. Now, I'm going to butcher your name again because my brain damage has kicked in and I've already forgotten that your last Irina?
Yep. Yep, that's right.
Okay. I got it. I'm going to have to write that down. All right, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, how am I doing? Is everything all right with you? Irina?
Yeah.
Oh, is everything all right? Am I doing all right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Now, how many instruments do you play?
So I play piano, guitar, and ukulele.
You cut out on the piano and what?
Oh, piano, guitar, and ukulele.
Oh, cool.
Thanks.
I just saw on Wish.com they had this little electric ukulele for like $73. It comes with its own little amp.
Nice.
And it looks like a flat piece of wood. I can't play anything. I have a hole where musical talent should live.
I mean, I believe that like you can, it's never too late to start learning.
My hands are all beat up from football.
Oh, you play football?
My fingers don't work well enough as it is right now.
You play football?
My mom tried to teach me. She's a pianist, and she tried to teach me piano back in the day, but it just didn't stick. My fingers are too big and clumsy, and I couldn't control them sausages.
I mean, fair enough, but maybe piano's not the instrument for you. Maybe try guitar or violin,
Well, I also tried the stand-up bass for a while when I was in grade school, and I ended up breaking the bow.
Oh, no.
And then losing the part inside the bass, and I had to play it by picking the strings, and
fair enough.
It just didn't work. Plus, my fingering hand, my left hand, the knuckle on my pinky finger has been busted so often that it just kind of flops around. So
Ouch.
I have to figure out how not to use that finger. And I know there's ways to do it. I don't know that I have that level of patience anymore.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, may I ask, like, why has it been, like, broken so many times? Is it from football?
Yeah, and I dropped a shot put on it once, dicking around at track practice. I was rolling it down my back and catching it, and it landed right on the tip of that finger and jammed the first 2 knuckles under the third one.
Ouch.
And,
yeah.
I have a part of a bone, part of that ball joint in that finger. The top of it broke off and floated underneath into the palm of my finger.
Ouch, that sounds painful. That sounds really painful.
Well, it was at the time, but right now it doesn't really bother me unless all the arthritis kicks in and then it aches like hell. But that's all of it.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it must have been painful at the time, though.
Oh, yeah, it hurt like hell. All right, coming back at 20, plugging you back in. Hang on.
All right. Me?
There you are.
Oh, hey.
I was sitting over here, like, talking to you and saying your name and stuff, and I could hear the static on the line, but I was like, where'd she go?
Oh, I didn't hear anything for like 10 seconds.
Oh, yeah, I was like, that's a beautiful song, and I thank you so much for making it. It makes my heart feel good.
Oh, I'm really glad you feel that way. I'm glad you like it.
Well, it's just so beautiful. I mean, my Lord. And to think that you're just barely 20, or just about to be 20. Just finishing up with 19, and you can write a heart-wrenching, moving song like that, and then turn around and play it. I mean, that's beautiful.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Like, that's made my day.
Well, I hope you keep making them so I can keep making them my day, because your music is just unbelievably melodic, well written, well performed. It's absolutely stunning.
Thank you.
Now,
Thank you so much.
Well, you're very welcome. Do you like the writing part? I mean, if somebody came up to you and said, "Oh, I love this song. Can I buy it from you?" Would you sell somebody a song, or are you just gonna hoard them as your own as a performer?
Good question. I feel like there are like most of my songs I wouldn't sell them just because they're so personal, and like I want to be the one singing them, like saying the message basically. But I have actually like written some songs that I've kind of like for example, there was one person on Instagram, they found me and they wanted to like perform a song at a talent show, but they had trouble writing it. So they kind of just told me like what they wanted the song to be about, and then I helped them write it. So like that kind of thing, like, yeah, I wouldn't mind doing. But the songs that are about like my personal life, I would just feel like weird giving them to someone else to sing, basically.
Well, yeah, that would be a little creepy too. You put your whole, it'd be like me writing my life story and then letting somebody else put their name on it.
Yeah, exactly. And like since most of my songs, like 80% of them I'd say are about like my personal life basically, I would just feel really weird about hearing someone else sing them.
Yeah, I see how that would be an issue. I have a lot of friends of mine that are songwriters without being, the singer parts. And one guy is just a lyricist. He doesn't even know how to play an instrument. He's more of a poet.
Mm-hmm.
Writes in musical verse. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. Okay. My seasonal allergies are just about ready to kill me this year.
Oh.
And everyone thinks I got the COVID-19 because I'm about to cough and spitting up mucus. And it's just, no, come on, I just got oak allergy,
Yeah.
But anyways, he just writes beautiful words, and he worked with heavy metal bands, country singers, pop music. I mean, just ridiculous. And it's not even his day job. He works for a construction company during the day. But it blows me away that when somebody can do both and is successful in both. But I also completely understand just keeping them because they are so personal.
Yeah. I don't mind co-writing with people, like I said. Like, if I write about things that aren't specifically about me, if I just write about something general, like, that's different. Like, yeah, I wouldn't mind that, like, giving those to other people. Just the ones that are about me are the ones that I'd have an issue with, I guess. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't want to, hear, Pink come on and, sing about your life. That's really weird.
Yeah.
So, working on the next EP, single's going to come up here in a month or two, depending on what the rest of the world is doing, with hiding from viruses. I can't believe how badly, as a planet, we get screwed up in the last 40 years.
It's heartbreaking.
It really is, because, everyone had so much hope when I was 13. And I watched it, go from the workaholic 80s to the alcoholic 90s to what the hell we've got in the 20s,
Yeah.
It's mind-boggling.
Yeah. it's just like,
the level of
yeah.
I was going to say, the level of stupidity in my country is so high right now, you wouldn't believe it. We got too many old people going too long and they're in the way, and maybe this is Mother Nature's answer to get the hell off my planet.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, like we, as like humans, like we have to do something fast, honestly.
Well, we're just fast when we caught this. I mean, all we do is break things.
Yeah, no, that's true, and that's why we're ending up in these kind of situations, like, yeah. Yeah.
Are you a fan of Greta? Because I totally am. I'm an old Gen Xer, and I love that little girl so much for what she's doing about the climate change.
Oh, yeah.
Are you a fan of hers?
Yeah, I really admire that she's like so passionate about it at such a young age as well.
Oh yeah, she's I got a friend of mine who's also as old as I am. He's a former Marine, even though any former Marine will say you can't be a former, you're always a Marine. He doesn't understand why old people are still voting anyways.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be allowed to vote after we retire. And I know that's a very harsh thing to say, and a lot of old people, especially old white people, are going to be upset. Like I said, you had 75 years or so to make your mark. Get out of the way. It's like going to the movies with your grandmother, and she gets to pick the movie, but she dies halfway through, and you can't leave. That's what happens in politics across the board, and we're stuck watching this bad movie with, a dead body next to us.
Yeah, like, I get that, but at the same time, it's, like, harsh to say to someone, you can't vote because you're old. Like, it's a harsh thing to say as well,
Sure, but if we stop messing with the retirement stuff and just let them live their best life and give more discounts on travel, maybe they wouldn't care so much about voting. I mean,
yeah.
Now you're paying for stuff that's only hurting the younger generation, and then you got to come back and try and vote to fix it when they're old enough, apparently, and they're not only old enough to vote, but old enough in your eyes to think, oh, okay, maybe we shouldn't vote that way. It's harsh. It's a young person's game to see the planet, and old people need to just shut up and get out of the way.
Yeah, like
I
mean, I see your point, definitely. It's hard to, like, put that into practice.
No, I know. That's because we got too many old people in power. We gotta start somewhere. I'm not advocating anybody go out and take out old people that are in power. But look at how many of our world leaders have come down with this COVID. Even at 6%, there's going to be a whole bunch of leadership roles that are going to need to be filled. I think it's time to start making sure that all the youth gets out there and votes to get somebody in there that's barely of age to make those decisions. So then we can make decisions that are based actually on the future and not a Band-Aid for the past.
Yeah. No, that's very true.
I shouldn't politicize your entire interview about your music because that is one thing I think is going to help everybody across the board is when good music and great musicians like yourself share that with the world and allow me to play it on my radio station simply because it's one thing that will unite anybody and everybody.
Exactly, like that's what I feel as well. Music is like, it's like a universal language. Like you can express, politics through it. You can express your like personal feelings. You can express anything. It's like a language for everybody.
Absolutely, it knows no party lines. Music is just there, and it's for everybody.
Yeah.
Well, shoot me over an email with the links to the downloads, or you just want to put the songs right in that email. That would be perfect. I got one other one that I'm going to play of yours.
All right.
And I'm gonna get you that girl's name and Instagram, her real one, not the one that she's just been using for her positivity messages. But just so you can, you might reach out to her, and I'll let her know that you might that way you guys, because she's a great songwriter as well and an amazing guitarist. So
Yeah.
There might be a collaboration in the future.
Yeah.
Something a little more upbeat and angry. You know, not that you need the angry part. I don't want that. I want you to be as loving and as sweet as you are. But you know, if you want to ever add an edge to it, I'm pretty sure she's a gal.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'd love that. And yeah, like I'd love to get her details by email, and yeah, I'll see if she's interested in collaborating or something potentially.
Oh, fantastic. Well, we're going to play your other song, When I Was Young, which I know sounds weird for an old guy like me to hear somebody who's 19 say when you were young. But I totally get it, because when I was 19, I was, 20 foot tall and bulletproof, and I walked around acting like it. So, as well as we all do it at that age.
Yeah.
Fast enough, you're going to be broken down and crippled like I am, and not have to worry about any of it. So, Irina, thank you so much for your time today. Thanks again to Gene Foley for hooking us up, and you keep making them, and we're going to keep playing them because it's beautiful music, and I just love it.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for your time and for the interview. Like, it really means a lot to me.
Well, if you get to the States in the near future when travel has not been banned, I don't know when that'll be. I'm guessing sometime summer of 2022.
Yeah.
Look us up.
Yeah.
We'd love to have you.
Definitely. Like, I'd definitely love to keep in touch, and yeah.
All right. Well, when I was young, Irina Imme, don't go anywhere, kids. We'll be right back. All right. We do all right?
Sorry?
Did we do okay? Was that fine?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, great. I will give me a couple of 3 days, so I can just cut it out, and I'll send you a copy of the whole thing.
All right.
And then you can do with it what you want, put it on your social media, and wherever you put your songs in and stuff. And I'll put it on my Mixcloud, and we'll go from there. But I seriously would love to have anything that you want to send me.
All right, yeah, I'll send everything by email, like when we hang up, basically. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, be safe. Wash your hands often, and don't touch your face.
Thank you. The same to you.
All right, we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
I will try. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.